Hey guys, this is Tanya, and I'm sorry I can't be here today. Here's just a couple of reminders for the essay that we're going to be writing in class on Monday. So I'm here at our homepage, and I'm going to review how to make sure you have your MLA citations for your two sources. And our sources are listed several places. I'm going to just go here. And so the question is, you're allowed to have half a note card. But one of the things you want, if I were you, I'd put on that note card, is I would write down your works cited entry, because you need to have a works cited entry for every document. So how do I do that? Because I didn't give you the URL, did I? Let me see. I'm almost positive I did not give you a URL. Let's see, go way down to the bottom, because that's where I'd put it if it was here. And I did not. So your question is, Mrs. Tanner, how am I supposed to do this? Well, I'm going to show you. So I'm going to go to a service called BibMe. There are 10,000 different of these services. Citation Machine, all over the place. I just use BibMe because it's the one I've used the longest. So you click on it right here. And this will actually craft your citation for you easily. Now, we happen to be using MLA, but you could use it for any of them. So I'm going to hit MLA. And it's going to ask me another question. Is it a written journal? Is it a website? Is it a book? Is it a video? Is it other? Well, you're saying, well, it's a handout that I gave you. I got it from a website. So I'm going to put it here. So it's going to ask me for either the URL, which I didn't give you, but I did give you the actual article. So what you can do is go right here, copy, go to BibMe, put it in here, paste. Okay, and then see what it comes up with. Now, in this case, it actually came up with several articles. So what you want to do is check them out. It usually puts the one it thinks is the best at the top, and this happens to be the correct one because it's from Regis University. And if you want to check, you can actually go there and look. I'm just going to hit select because I've done this a couple times today, and I know this is the right one. So then I'm just going to hit, yes, this is the right information. Look at this. And it's all here. So I'm going to hit final step. Again, this is telling me all the stuff that needs to be here. I'm going to hit create citation. And starts with the author, goes to the work inside of quotation marks because this is an article. Then it has the actual book that it came from, and it has the URL access to it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut and paste this, okay? You could also just write it down. I'm going to cut and paste it. I'm going to go back over here, and I'm going to type in drive because I'm just that kind of person. I know I could use little dots on the side, but I always forget. And I'm just going to hit new. Now, if you were actually typing this paper, I would tell you to not do what I'm about to do. Never, ever, ever make your citation page different than your document because you'll lose it. But since this is handwritten, I just want you to see how it's supposed to look. So this is going to be works because we have more than one work. Cite it. We are going to highlight it, center it. It's MLA, so it's font 12. When you handwrite it, that won't be an issue. I'm going to hit go back. I'm going to go back to my citation, which I've already cut and paste, back to this drive. Bang, bang, paste. Now I have a problem. And the problem is that it's yellow. Ew, that's ugly. Nobody wants that there. So we're just going to go up here. We're going to hit highlight, and we're just going to say none, and it's going to be gone. The other problem you have is that works cited pages are supposed to have hanging indents, meaning that this is supposed to hang out. And if I just try and tab this in, it won't do it, and it'll make you crazy. So what you want to do is take your cursor to the end of the first line, then hit enter, then you can tab, okay? Now, when you are citing modern political ideologies, which is the first source, Riley is what is supposed to be in the parenthetical citations because he's the author. Now let's take a look at that second source that we have. And again, because I was trying to save paper, I slammed it all the way down at the bottom of the first paper, okay? And this is right here. But again, I'm going to do the exact same things, okay? Copy, go to BibMe, go to add another work. It's thinking about it. Still from a website. Still just going to put the title of the article down here. And you could do this with any article ever. Okay? Anytime you need it. Now, again, you have to check because they're giving you all of the possible articles they think this might be. They tend to put the one they think you're most interested in at the top. And this happens to be the correct one because it's from Daily Student News. How do I know that? Because if I go back to my source, that's where it's from. And it's right there. Again, we're going to do the exact same thing that we did there. So I'm going to go back to BibMe. I'm going to accept this one. This is going to be my select. I'm going to search. Now, this article is slightly different because we don't have an author. We only have an article name. So the question is, how do I make my parenthetical citation look? We're going to create the citation. Look how this is different. The first thing that is here is not a name because there is no name. The first thing that's here is the name of the article. And the name of the article is in quotation marks. That means that when you cite anything from this article, inside your parentheses, your parenthetical citations, parentheses, parenthetical, see? It is not going to just be conservative versus liberal beliefs. It's going to be quotation mark conservative versus liberal beliefs. Okay. Again, how do I move it to the page? If I was going to type this, you're going to handwrite this. So I would make this one of the notes if I were you that you're allowed to have in class. I'm going to go back to my untitled document just because I want to show you. Now, another thing about works cited pages is that they have to be alphabetized by the entry. The entry here is Riley because he's the author. This one is conservatism versus liberalism. So I'm going to actually paste it above. Put a line there. Going to do the same thing we did before. Going to get rid of that yellow because it's all weird looking and I hate it. Plus it makes it obvious that you cut and paste. And then here, how do I get the hanging indent? Again, I go to the end of the line, hit enter, tab in, and now I have it. So I would definitely make these two things part of your handwritten notes. Your handwritten notes that you're allowed to have for class on Monday are going to be written by hand and must take up one side of a half a sheet of paper. Okay. What kind of paper? Notebook paper. Okay. 11 by 8.5. You can just cut it in half, chop it, and you can have it. All right. Hopefully this will be a nice little review on how to make those works cited from works that you don't have URLs for. You guys have a nice afternoon. See you later.